Welcome back to the Budget Archive. My name is Mitch, and today, can you profit off of boxes? Let's find out. Today's video is going to be a little bit different to normal. Normally, you'd see someone just open a box, show you the hits, and then that'd be it. However, today, we're going to be doing a profit loss. You may have seen this in other games, but I haven't really seen it in GA, so I thought it'd be an interesting concept to try. So this RDO box cost me 280 New Zealand or 165 US dollars. You've got to keep in mind that the market on these is about 190 at the moment. However, due to connections from my LGS, I was able to get a decently priced box. So we'll be basing the total overall profit or loss based on the 165. However, keep in mind that if you are wanting to go buy a box, you're probably going to be paying about the 190-ish mark. So our things we're chasing today are a few different things. Surge foils here, or courier foils with the surge treatment, are absolutely stunning, and I like these about 10 times more than I like the fractured foils. So I am definitely trying to get at least one of these. However, these are about 1 in 5 boxes, I believe. So they're not guaranteed in a box. Then also looking for the armament foils. So these are a little bit dark for my liking, but they're still really nice and really clean. I definitely want a prismatic edge one of these, so I'd love to be able to pull that. And then ultimately, CSRs, but specifically the CSR spirits. These are absolutely amazing. The texturing on them, the art, just absolutely stunning. If you're not familiar with what is in the set at the moment, these are effectively 72 copies of each spirit. Each champion is on 3 different spirits in the same line. So effectively, you've got Fragmented Spirit of Water, Fortuitous Spirit of Water, and then Serene Spirit of Water. And Nico will have a copy of all of them, with 72 copies of each of them. And then for each element, they have 3 different champions on those CSRs. So for wind here, I have a Rye one. This is the Fragmented Spirit of Rye. Or sorry, Fragmented Spirit of Wind with Rye on it. And this has 72 copies of the specific one. He also has a Fortuitous and a Serene Wind Spirit. However, so effectively that makes 214 copies, I believe, of each champion spirit. However, because generally it's 1 or 2 of the, like for Rye, people seem to like Fortuitous. For Nico, people want the Serene one. So just because there is a specific spirit that people want for that champion, generally there's going to be 1 out of 3 that hold a bit more value. But ultimately getting one of them is absolutely insane. I've now pulled 2 of them out of 4 and a bit cases. So I've been bloody lucky, especially seeing as I've now had 5 CSRs out of those 4.5 cases. If you look at the middle shelf on the back, I believe a couple of them are there, except Light Weavers. I did not pull that out of it. I bought that. Okay, put these ones offside and we'll get into the box. Now, this is one of the few arts that I'm actually missing from my collection of all the arts. Hence why I selected this box from the store when I went in today. So I am going to do my best to protect the artwork in order to possibly do a display. Probably not for this background, but eventually when I move into a bigger area, I'll hopefully have a bit more room for background displays, and I'll want to do something up using them. Ignore the crunching sounds. Now these boxes are absolutely stunning. I wish they'd do it for every set, but I know it's probably not feasible. But the storage boxes are just absolutely perfect for storing cards, and the quality of them just means that you're not afraid of anything getting damaged. Sylvie, have a look at this. I'm not going to read through all this. I've done enough talking already. However, these are an absolutely amazing addition to the boxes. Just a little kind of thank you from Weebs. Definitely the type of thing that you keep remembering about. Okay, now trusty scissors here. I don't like opening packs without scissors, just because you quite often end up in a situation where you can cut the pop-up cards. I've done it before. It was a CU's command. Ouch. So we'll start looking through. I'm not going to go card by card. I'll just start going back. Frozen Divinity, that's pretty good. Dawn of Ashes reprint, take it off the side. And ultimately, you've probably seen the set by now, so you don't want to see a card by card opening. We're going to go pretty fast. We're not going to be slow at all. I did want to quickly chat about RDO and just kind of what's been happening in the market. It's come down. Facial Binding, definitely a good card. Although the Engulf that's been printed in the set, it's not quite as good as it used to be. Market's come down. Market has definitely come down from its point of release. Hence why I've decided to do it now. Just because this means that it's probably a more accurate price point of where you're going to end up settling in prices. CSRs are still fairly high, but a lot of the playables have come down a lot. First one, Protect the Raccoon. I got a mate down here that's trying to foil out the Raccoon deck. He's definitely going to want that. And Temper of Eternal, cool card. Hasn't really seen too much play from what I've seen yet, but it's definitely a cool card to put in your Pantheon decks. Yeah, so the set's come down in price. A lot of the ultra rares are still holding a decent value between $20 and $50. Of course, channeling. We try not to talk about channeling at the moment. It's a rough one. Channeling's a great card. I've been testing with it a lot. And, Ghost Pendragon. Apologies. This is definitely a short print card as well. I had 3 out of 4 cases pulled of Ghost Pendragons. I think is actually insanely low. But definitely, I mean, I like to see that it's lower print rate, so it's not going to get pulled all the time, but the price on that is tanked stupidly. Where was I? As you can tell, ADHD does not be a friend to me when I'm opening packs. There's a boon. Boons are really hard to pull as well. Nope. And that's one thing I do find about these packs. There's a lot of reprints, which, yes, for new players is good. I think it's important for new players to have access to those cards. However, I think it could have been reduced a little bit. I did find, especially when opening via the case, you ended up with almost more reprints than you did new cards. So a lot of the rares are still holding a couple bucks, just because they're so hard to pull. Maiden Warning Bellow, Bloom. Another good Pantheon card. Go for it. And yeah, so you just end up in a situation where you have a lot of reprint cards, and like someone like me who has a lot of the first set already, I don't need a lot of them. Ghost Pendragon's definitely needed, but a lot of the other ones really aren't. And you end up, there's so many of them laying around that it gets... Grand Crusader's Ring. I've pulled like 5 Grand Crusader's Rings out of this now. Yes, it's an Eve reprint. Yes, a lot of people need them. But I pulled 1 Lost Providence, 1 Quicksilver Grail, 5 Grand Crusader's Rings, and 3 Looking Glasses. I don't know if it's clumping by region or what, but I've seen a lot of Looking Glasses in New Zealand. A lot of GCRs in New Zealand. Pretty much no Lost Providences. I need to actually double check the runs of them and see if maybe Lost Providence and Looking Glass were less printed, but also that doesn't make sense because Looking Glass I got 3 of. So it's not like I didn't hit any. So I don't know if I've been unlucky or what, but yeah, Lost Province is the one I actually need like 2 or 3 copies of. And I only have 1 currently, so it's a little bit annoying. But it's alright. Alchemist Cauldron. Decent card. I mean, it's definitely a Pantheon card. Deep Potion, a good card as well. But yeah, no, the reprints, I don't know, I like it. I think it's definitely needed. But I do think that if they were going to reprint like they have, with the amount they have, they should have done them new arts and possibly given them foil variants as well on some of them. In Mark Charm, there's a card that has a new art with the foils as well. Because it's in the Pantheon decks, they put the new art into the set and gave it a foil. But yeah, like that. I don't mind that. But ultimately, a lot of the cards just end up feeling like real major bulk and just not needed. The pain to sort these boxes. On top of that, it's just one of those ones where you end up in situations where even new players have a playset of commons and uncommons from a single box. So when they're opening more, it's ending up in a messy situation where they just don't need any more. Lava Storm, very hyped card early on. I haven't really seen it do much. I mean, I just think allies are so easy to remove anyway at the moment that it's not really a needed card in terms of all the decks. But again, a lot of these cards were printed with Pantheon, and that's pretty obvious. No ultra rares yet. That's one thing I'd be cautious of when buying loose packs from an LGS. I have noticed that a lot of the time the ultra rares are on the exact same side. So I don't know if that was a printing problem or if it's just the local packs. But yeah, a lot of the time, like the side will have the two ultra rares and the channeling if there's a channeling in this box as well. Generic Whirlpool. I think Mill's going to be hilarious if you can make it work. Yeah, so ultimately, be careful when opening loose packs at your LGS. Most LGSs are pretty good and aren't going to scam you or anything, but there can always be those places, especially if you somehow buy loose packs on TCG Player or something, then you can end up in a situation where you have search packs, they've already taken the ultra rares, and they've just left you with these scraps. By Fragrance, I think By Fragrance is definitely underlooked in this set. I have been doing some stupid stuff with Lux at my locals. Might release a deck list for that, but it's ultimately definitely a deck I'm looking at for nationals and such, so I'm not going to be going too deep into that at the moment. Yep, so that was the first side. Nothing of note, really. 2 foils, Ghost Dragon, Grand Crusader's Ring. So it's not a bad box, but there's not been anything pig pulled. Oh, look, there's an ultra rare. That happens quite a lot as well. Triple A Retribution. I like this card. Cost is a little bit too much. If Cleave attacked every opponent, then it'd be a lot better. But because it's only a single opponent, you end up in situations where it's really not helping you out. That's another thing. Top right pack. I definitely wouldn't say every box has the top right pack as an ultra rare. That was proven earlier today when I just bought the top right pack as a joke. But it does happen quite a bit as well. I don't know why. I feel like there's a little bit of clumping going on the set, just with how they've done it, but ultimately it's fine as if you're opening a box because you got all the cards in the box anyway. Alia. Not sure how you say that correctly, but another good super rare. I don't know how the set's going to age. It's going, a lot of the cards in the set, because it's so hard to pull the good cards, are going to be expensive. Like if we look at channeling, it's come down. Ooh, oh, yep. There we go. Oh no, that's a problem. Not a problem, but I mean, if you get an arm, you're probably not hitting a CSR. But also, I now have a Armament Tengu. I also have a Sapphire Foil Incandescent Reliquary, Full Lineage Foil, and the Sapphire COU. I had commented saying that if I pulled this, I would probably keep all of them, so I had the full Regalia deck foiled out. I might be keeping the Incandescent Reliquary now and playing dragons again. That is an amazing hit. Sorry, bro. Here we go. So, no CSR in this box, I don't think. Although, I did open an Abyssal Heaven box at the LGS earlier this week, and I had a CSR and a Looking Glass Light in the same box, which was kind of insane. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That's one of those boxes I really wish I had recorded, just because it was such an insane box. But ultimately, you get lucky sometimes, and other times you get nothing. I do have another box over here. Got 2 out of the same case. Might end up having to... Nope. Might end up having to open that on camera as well. And then at the end of this video, I might just post up anything that I got out of that box as well. I don't think I need to probably record 2 whole boxes talking the whole time, because ultimately I wouldn't be surprised if some of you have started muting me. Well, yep. For reference, this is my 4th foil one of these. How do I get... Sorry, 3rd of mine, but one of my mates got one as well and gave it to me. How do I get 4 foils of this, but then a lot of the other super rares I've got no foils of? I don't know. It's not a bad card. I'm not complaining. But I don't know if it's clumping within regions or what, but I'm seeing a lot of the same foils. Even the Protector Raccoon. That's my second Protector Raccoon foil. But I've seen another one down here as well. So it's like, it's not always the same foils, but quite often you end up in situations where there's multiple foils in cases they're the same. Now, this is the Jin alt. Oh, different. It is the Regalia, Tome of Whistle Haven. I don't mind this. It's definitely fun in Jin, but ultimately it's not too amazing. But won't complain. Definitely getting that Pretentious Tengu Regalia is definitely worth it. That's probably, I don't know what they're going for at the moment. Probably 100, 120 bucks maybe. You'll see, you will have seen. I would have done research when I was editing this video, and you'll see the price in the top left. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually worth quite a bit. Vision Shadows, Innovate, great card. Definitely needed a reprint. We're starting to creep up there in price, down to about $1.60 something at the moment, I think. So I definitely need a reprint, but I think I got 2 or 3 play sets of this out of a couple cases. So it's definitely overprinted in terms of the reprints on the lower end of the scale of the reprints. Things like Ghost of Pendragon, of course, were a lot less printed by the looks of it, so a lot harder to find. But with those also being in the event packs, they've definitely tanked. Radiant Orange Clerks. Surprised we haven't got more of these. These seem very bloody common. And Diamond Rough. Diamond seems like a fun deck as well. We've been messing around with a few different builds of it. I haven't quite got it to the point of being consistently competitive, but still good. Come on. What can we get? Can we get a channeling? I do need 2 more channelings in order to finish my deck. I am able to borrow them locally, but at the moment I would love to have a full playset for myself. Oh, sorry if I knocked the mic there. Nope. Just finishing off this box. Let me know in the comments down below. What have you guys pulled? What do you guys want to pull? Also, let me know how hard it is getting... Oh, yep. I comment about that. I'm surprised we haven't got more of them. And there's another... let me know, is it becoming hard to find this at your locals, or just locally and around where you are? We have just received word that the 2 more cases I ordered through the LGS have been put on back order at the distro. And effectively with that distro, if something gets put on back order, that's first edition, it generally means they believe they are out, and they will finish setting out the orders that they've got in the system currently, see how much they've got left, and then start fulfilling the orders. And effectively, once they run out of product, they will just cancel those orders and say out of stock, and you will be out of luck. So if this distro is actually out of stock, that means our store can't get any more, and we ultimately won't be seeing any more RD openings from me. But the main thing with that is that, yes, the states and stuff, everyone's like, oh, states have been out at months. What do you mean the distro's out? Distros are always out on release. Not our distro. Our distro still has like HVN first edition boxes in stock. It had ALC first edition boxes up until about 3 or 4 months ago in stock. It always has stock of every set for months and months, because it orders such a large quantity over what the pre-orders for the stores in New Zealand are, in order to guarantee that we have stock in New Zealand, which I think is amazing. I think every distributor should do that. But when sets like this are so popular that every LGS in the country is suddenly ordering more cases than they've ever ordered before, it quickly runs out. And I think that's what's happened here. It's such a good set that people in New Zealand are opening them by the case. I've never opened 5 cases of a set. I think once I finish these boxes today, I'm going to be at that 5 case mark. And ultimately, that's left a shortage in New Zealand of the cases, I believe. So we may end up in situations, especially if this continues worldwide, that these prices of cards will start going up as it becomes a lot harder to get your hands on these cases. For that box for our Ultra Rares, Spirit Blade, Tome Bristol Haven, and Super Rares Golden Real, Radiant Origin Cleric and Assassin. Ionized Quixie Treps is a rare. However, it is one of the most busted cards in the set and is very hyped. Water Diana players rejoice. Jeff's Hand, Lava Storm, another card I feel is a little bit overhyped. Alchemist Cauldron, Maiden of Waning Bloom, Templar of the Eternal. Oop, come on. Glacial Binding. And then foils, Mark Charm. Again, like I think I've opened 3 of these now. Victor Raccoon, opened 3 of them locally. 4 of these locally. Don't know how, don't know why. Still questioning it. Reprints, Grand Crusader's Ring. Good card. Ghost Supreme Dragon, another good card to hit. Beseech the Winds. And then hit of the day, Pretentious Tagnu. I now have a decision to make if I would like to keep the whole lineage or if maybe I want to sell it off in one piece. Maybe I'll sell it off in one piece and buy a new camera for the opening cam. So at the moment I'm having to use my mobile phone.